So in my part of the country, in the west of Ireland, I've never encountered any stories or myths about milk or dairy products possessing any magical properties. But I would imagine that it's based off the superstitions surrounding the mostly agricultural economy of the ancient Celtic Ireland.
The primary role of cattle was that they were a form of subsistence. Cattle as a dominant food source. The cow served as a currency until the 13th century and thus determined one's social class and level of wealth.
Generally, superstitions linked to milk and butter were dominant throughout the whole year. However, May Eve and May Day, the boundary festival to mark the beginning of summer, was supposed to be of greater than usual activity among supernatural beings. It was believed that evilly disposed people would try to steal the milk profit by magic.
Most commonly, those milk thieves were strangers or even friendly next-door neighbors, but particularly women. Some families had even a reputation for milk stealing, as the power should have been passed on from mother to daughter. In accusing women of being milk thieves, they were depicted as community scapegoats. Traditional source material reveals that men were involved in theft only in exceptional cases, and that they were the ones who managed to return the stolen milk.
This fact mirrors prevailing social prejudices, considering women to be more prone to magic as well as more responsible for household chores, including milking and buttermaking. Referring to evidence of milk thieves in the source material, Lisa describes those women as old, ugly.
The belief in those butter-stealing witches, who were said to employ a variety of magical means to carry out their nefarious deeds, was widely spread throughout Ireland, as described in the following quote.
So prone indeed are the people to superstition that they believe themselves honoured, not only by the residence of cunning women among them, but even of reputed witches. An old woman of Ardlow was believed to have the power of transforming herself into any shape, and her neighbours would sooner forfeit a sum of money than incur her displeasure, being persuaded that she had similar power over themselves and their cattle.
One way of stealing butter was to skim dew from grass or fields, since dew was perceived as the cream of the milk on May morning. If an old woman is seen gathering dew in a sheet or with her hands on May morning, people would be convinced that she is performing a charm by which she can see butter. Additionally, wells were object of a special care during Maytime. Hags would bail a neighbor's well water in the direction of her own home while singing, "Come all to me," so as to steal butter. There are many more examples, but one legend that Sneen as well as Sullivan highlight is that some women were said to be capable of shape-shifting. They could transform themselves into a hare in order to suck the milk of their neighbors' cows.
In the field was a hare. You know a hare, like a large rabbit, a hare, right? So he told the neighbour, and the following morning the neighbour went down with a hound, and he chased the hare. And he chased the hare over many fields and everything else. And eventually the hare was jumping through an old building, room. And as the hare jumped, the hound caught the hare by the back leg and ripped the back leg down. And as soon as the man caught up where the hare had landed inside lying on the ground was a woman.
This, for example, is a St. Bridget's cross, which people used to hang in the cowhouse or to doors and windows in order to keep fairies and witchcraft away. Bunches of primroses were tied to the cow's tails and twigs of mountain ash were bound around the churn. People would also put a spent coal from the midsummer bonfire in the milk house to ward off evil powers. Additionally, holy water was used to bless the whole house and was sprinkled on the byre and cows. The cattle was also driven between bonfires on May Eve in order to ensure its physical welfare. Furthermore, charms were recited to cure diseases.
Take 9 leaves of the May crowfoot, plucked on a Sunday night, bruise them on a stone that never was moved, since the world began and never can be moved. Mix with salt and spittle, and apply the plaster to the car of the sick beast. Repeat this 3 times for a man and twice for a horse.
Babog na belt na magen an taurig so skakanak is gacklaun kalini
The first obstacle which we had to manage was to get to know the Winnie's Movie Maker. Since we had never done a video before, it was really difficult to learn how to cut a video and how to do a voiceover. Another difficulty was that our first plan to do a dialogue between the two of us did not seem very academic. Therefore, we changed it so that we could include some pictures and music. With the help of the pictures and the music, the video should be more authentic. And it should also give the viewer a better understanding of the topic Make Magic. However, having done the video now, we know how to deal with the Movie Maker, so that we can use it also in further classes.
And as for the content, we soon realized that milk magic is a very large topic and that it can be approached from various angles. And in contrast to the other pair, we focused more on the mythical aspects and precautionary methods linked to butter stealing during Maytime. What was really challenging for us was to limit ourselves to the most important key points, since the examples and stories mentioned in our sources are numerous. Reviewing our project now, we think that we should have worked rather on 1 or 2 more specific examples instead of providing a general introduction to the concept. Nevertheless, we used a great number of different sources and we think that we have managed to provide general key points about the concept of milk magic.